Hi, Donald here with Floating Feathers Kayak Fly Fishing School with another tips and tricks. And this tips and tricks is on when to stand and fish and when not to stand and fish. And so as kayak anglers and kayak fly anglers, we try to get kayaks that we can stand up in or that's designed to be stood up in if you have the ability. And like this Shoaly here from Crescent Kayaks. It's a great standing kayak or a great fishing kayak to stand up in. It has a nice platform. I'll have a walkthrough video of this shortly, but the point is, if it's got a deck that you can stand up in, as kayak anglers, we have a tendency to want to stand and fish, okay? And standing and fishing can offer you some benefits where sitting and fishing cannot, all right? So standing to fish is great for sight fishing, right? If you've got to fish a little ways off in the distance, you can see those tailing fish. You can see fish off in the far distance. And I don't mean 500 yards, but maybe 500 yards, depending on how clear the water is where you're at. But it is good for sight fishing. It gives you a higher perspective and a higher point of view to see those fish from a farther distance away. It also helps you getting longer casts and can actually help you get more accurate casts because you're standing. So that's kind of the three big benefits of standing and fishing is you can see a little farther, give you sight fishing a better perspective. You can get longer casts and you can get more accurate casts, okay? But there is a drawback to standing and fishing, and that is when you're standing up, you increase your profile. All right, because you're taller. Your kayak is already on the water. You're sitting down, but when you stand up, you increase your profile to, if you're 5 foot tall, you increase your profile, 3 feet because you're probably 2 feet sitting down, right? So anytime you stand, you create a bigger profile, which can actually be detrimental or not in a good situation for spooky fish or really clear waters or for fish that are really close to the kayak. So sometimes you want to remain seated and get the fish that are closer to the kayak, or if there's fish closer to the kayak. And actually sometimes in certain water situations or certain lighting situations, sitting can allow you to see certain types of things on the water that as an angler we're looking for, like little small ripples in the water or a fish is just barely feeding. You can see this from standing, yes, but you can't quite see the small little things that you can see closer to the surface of the water. You can put your head down and look across and see things that just disturb the surface just a little bit that you can't quite see when you're standing up. In that case, sitting down and fishing is probably the ideal situation and the thing you want to be doing. So, do you need to stand and fish? Absolutely not. There's no necessity to stand and fish. You can hone your skills and teach yourself to cast accurately and cast with distance from a sitting position. You can sneak up. You're in a very stealthy watercraft. You can sneak up on some fish. Do you need to stand and fish? Again, no. Is it beneficial to stand and fish? Absolutely. In a lot of situations, it's going to get you to fish. It's going to get you on fish. It's going to get you to the fish. It's going to allow you to get your line or your lure or your fly, since I'm a fly fisher and hopefully some of you are too, to get your fly out there a little farther, a little accurately. So that is it beneficial? Yes. Is it necessary? No. So that is my tips and tricks on when to stand and fish and when not to stand and fish. There is one caveat here, and that is in moving water, you have to be extremely careful when standing and fishing. Can it be done? Yes, but please use caution. Build your skill level before you start standing up in moving water in a moving kayak. That is not a beginner's level skill. That's something you have to work up to. So thank you all for watching. I have been Donald with Floating Feathers Kayak Fly Fishing School. This has been a tips and tricks, and please tune in every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central for more tips and tricks on kayaking, fly fishing, and fly fishing from kayaks. Until then, tight lines and safe paddles.